Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for this Worst Songs of 2024 video as the premiere video tonight for November 30th, the video you've been waiting for this whole week, towards the weekend now, because it's the weekend after Thanksgiving. So hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, and sorry that I didn't do a video about it or a post about it, but I hope you guys did have a good Thanksgiving. And yes, I'm going to discuss what I'm going to be talking about from tracks this numbers 30 to 1 on the worst songs of 2024 and let you know my thoughts on each song and what I thought of each one. So let's dive into this worst songs of 2024 video. Now we're going to start with number 30, which is Coldplay, We Pray. I wasn't a fan of this. This was not a good song. I put it at the top of the list because it's not terrible, but it is one of the worst. I just felt disappointed with this track, with how it sounded and executed, and overall, Chris Martin, I think, is running out of lyrical content with this, with most of the newer records for Coldplay, because Coldplay is not Coldplay anymore, unfortunately. And they've kind of gone downhill with their music career, and they say they're going to hang it up next year or 2025, but I doubt that's going to be possible. If they do happen to get one more album out, good for them, but I see them delaying their permanent breakup to like 2028. But other than that, Coldplay, We Pray, disappointing track. Wasn't a fan of this one. Number 29 is Pop Evil Death Walk. This is one of the newer tracks that came out recently. I wasn't a fan of this one. I was trying to get used to the track, and a part of me was like, I'm not feeling for how the melody is sounding overall. And the drum work is fine, and it has good drumming in it, but it's just the way it's structured and how it sounds. It just felt off with Lay's vocals mostly. So this was a disappointing one. Not one of the worst, but not one of the best. Number 28 is Ariana Grande with Yes and. This track was not good. I was very disappointed with this song overall, and I didn't like how it was structured for what it sounded like. So this is a disappointing track, and she kind of has an attitude in this track, uh, saying, "Why do you care whose dick I ride?" and all that. It's like, what the fuck? It's like Little Miss Diva is kind of being a diva princess at this current moment. So Ariana Grande hasn't changed with her mentality and her attitude, and the diva side of her is getting the better of her. So this was a bad song, and I just didn't like how it was written with the lyrics. The lyrics were god awful, but the melody wasn't terrible, but it's just dance pop stuff. But overall, not a good track. Number 27 is Ariana Grande with The Boy Is Mine, another bad track that I wasn't feeling for. She's basically trying to think that Ethan Slater's hers and no one else can have him. I'm just like, okay, but keep in mind you did start the home wrecking thing a year or two ago, so you're at fault there. But pretty much, I just think with Ariana Grande's newest material, it's been crap this year. Eternal Sunshine was not a good record, and not something I'm definitely coming back to. Not something I'm not coming back to. Pretty much is what I meant to say. So this was a bad song. And that was my number 27 pick. Ariana Grande, The Boy Is Mine. The lyrics just didn't do it for me. It didn't mash up. And I don't really give a fuck who thinks Ariana Grande is great or not. She's not great. and people that think that she's great. Very misinformed. There are better artists than her. Yes, she has a good voice, but the diva side of her gets the better of her. And that's what I don't like. So, with that being said, that was my number 27 pick. Number 26 is All That Matters by Skillet. This is a disappointing track. I just didn't feel for how John Cooper and the melody was sounding awful. They tried to make something work, but it wasn't the song for me. It was just bad all around. So, John Cooper the way he sings the track is kind of cringy in a way, and it just made me feel, just too cringe Christian-like music, and Skillet's not the band that they used to be anymore, so this song flopped. Number 26 was Skillet, All That Matters. Number 25 is Thornhill with Nerve. This is one of the worst alternative metalcore bands that I have listened to and have not liked. They're just disappointing. And I had someone from a certain community get on my fucking ass about Thornhill. And give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Sorry about that, guys. Had to pause the video for a second. My mom was calling me and summoning me to help her with something. So, pretty much, with a certain community and that certain person that got on my ass about, oh, Thornhill is the best. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a hater. Like, whatever. Like, fuck your feelings, honestly. I don't really care either way. Like, I was nice to you, and you decide to call me a little snake and all that. It's like, whatever. I have my opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. And if you didn't like my opinion, oh well, find someone else in your little Thornhill fan club that'll be pleased with your review. Because with me, Thornhill is not good. I've only liked some songs that were kind of okay, but this was just noise. This was just, it had a strong beat, but it's just mostly noise and just didn't mesh well with Jacob singing. So I wasn't a fan of this one. So that was my number 25 pick. Number 24 is Sabrina Carpenter with Please, Please, Please. Not a good track. I wasn't a fan of this bubblegum pop stuff that she does, and it just doesn't work for me. It does not sync well with me. I don't click with this track. I am not the targeted audience for Sabrina Carpenter, and I don't care to be, because I'm not a fan of Sabrina Carpenter. I tried getting into her. I didn't really like the new record. I was just bummed out and bored with it, out of my mind. And the song can go fuck itself, because it sucks. Number 23 is Kings of Leon with Mustang. This was a bad song, and as a lead single for their new record, Can We Please Have Fun? Nothing good. It was not good. I just thought this was utter garbage, and the lyrics were utter garbage. Like, magazine next to the toilet, or whatever it was, that lyric. It was cringy. This song just had a cringy melody, cringy beat, cringy lyrics, and it didn't mesh well. I was trying to see if I'd get used to it, but Caleb Followill's shouting vocals kind of got ear grated some. So, not a good song, and that's my number 23 pick. And excuse me, I gotta pause the video one more time to let this cat in my room. Sorry about pausing the video again, guys. Had to let this cat in my room so he'd get some attention, because he just ate and all that. So, pretty much, now to continue with number 22, which is Thornhill, Obsession. I think this is another bad track that came out earlier this year, back in late February. It wasn't their best track. It was just boring and cringy with how Jacob's singing it, and just this track didn't do well for the mixing and execution. So another bummed out track that I was not a fan of. And Thornhill sucks. I tried getting into them, and they're not the band for me. Number 21 is Selena Gomez with Love On. What the fuck was she thinking with this one? This was not good. This was just crap, and I just wasn't feeling for the lovey-dovey shit from this track, and she just didn't put enough effort into how she was executing with her vocals, and the lyrics were just not that great. It just didn't mesh well, this track, with the harmonizing of her vocals, and just how this track was produced was not so great. So, one of the worst tracks of this year. But it didn't make it in the top 20, I'll tell you that. It was just disappointing. So now to talk about number 20, which is Bella Poarch and Rarely Human. Don't Like Anybody. Came out earlier this year, back in February, and not a good track that I listened to. I was very bummed out with this track. I was just disappointed with the mixing, the execution. Rarely Human just didn't sound that great as a rapper in this track. And the mixing for this is just piss poor. It's just like EDM bullshit. So Bella Poarch kind of made some not so great tracks lately. But her new one is actually pretty good. Sweet Delusion. Which will be a song that I will be talking about in the next section of the end of the year video for best songs. So I can let you know that it'll be on the best songs. So that's a good thing. But other than that, Bella Poarch and Rarely Human with Don't Like Anybody. Not a good track. Now to talk about Falling in Reverse Ronald. This is the epitome of Ronnie Radke and the mindset and the mentality of this man in this track. So pretty much he's basically saying, oh, poor me. Everyone's out to get me. Everyone's kind of canceling me in a way. Oh, I should feel attacked or whatever. Well, you should, because you're a piece of shit. You cyberbully people on Twitter, Instagram, Kick, wherever the fuck you have your platforms on. TikTok is another one. But you basically start a lot of drama. And this track was not good. It had Tech-N9ne and Alex Terrible in it, which Alex Terrible is kind of condoning the stuff that Ronnie Radke is doing. I like Tech-N9ne, but in this track his rapping was good. But the problem with this song was the lyricism and just how Ronnie is singing this track. It's not doing too well. This track is awful. So, not one of the best songs I've heard this year. Not something I'm going to remember. So, that was my number 19 pick. Number 18 is The Offspring with Make It Alright. Another bad track that I'm not a fan of. I think Dexter. I'm thinking of Ronnie Radke. Please forgive my mistaken words that I said. How I should have said something different and articulated it better. But Dexter didn't sound good in this track with his vocals, and just the song itself was not good. And it's on their new record, Supercharged. I wasn't a fan of Make It Alright. It sounded cringy with how he was singing it, and the melody structure, the ba-ba, ba-ba. It just didn't work, this track. Not the best Offspring track, I'll tell you that, as a lead single for their new record, Supercharged. which is out now, and it's not a bad album. It's just okay. It's not one of the worst things I've listened to of this year, but it's not something I'd say give it a shot and see what you think of it. I would say that give it a shot, see what you think of the record for yourself. So pretty much that's my number 18 pick. That's the only song on the record that was bad. Everything else was alright. So number 17 is Kesha Joyride. Not a good song. It was not very well mixed. Kesha's singing in it and her whatever rapping freestyle or whatever she's doing in this track, it is crap. This song is crap. So had to be in the top 20. It's not one of the worst things I've heard. It's not one of the best things I've listened to. So it made it in the top 20, I'll tell you that. So that was my number 17. Number 16 is Lisa with Rockstar. I know this is going to be on an upcoming record she's dropping in 2025, sometime in February or so, somewhere around then. But to be honest, this was not a good song. Mixing was not well done. I just think Lisa has potential, but the way she's going about this track and how it's presented, wasn't a fan of it. It was not one of the best tracks of this year. And as a lead single for her upcoming album, not a good single. I think Moonlit Floor and the New Woman song are probably the only ones I do dig. So, other than that, Lisa Rockstar, not a good track. Number 15 is Skillet with Unpopular. Cringy track for sure. It's not one of the worst, but not one of the best. It's in the top 15, I'll tell you that. I just think John Cooper's lyricism for this is just cringy. Check Your Mail, it's like Cloud TV. It's like, what the fuck? Or Check Your Phone, it's like Cloud TV or something. I'm like, who fucking cares what you think? Like, dude, you're just simping for viewership with your new band. Not your new band, your band Skillet. And you're basically coming up with shitty, garbage lyricism for this track. And it's just not working. This track is completely awful with the mixing, too. So, this was an utter garbage track. Number 15 was Skillet Unpopular. Number 14 is Royal and the Serpent. Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Wasn't a fan of this one. I think it was a cover track, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if it was a cover song or not, but I like the lead singer from The Royal and the Serpent, but this was not the song for her. I was not feeling for this. It was not good. So, fuck this track. Number 13 is Katy Perry with Woman's World. Not a good song either. It's disappointing. It's utter garbage. It's filled with just cringy lyricism, and the pop beat to it is just too bubblegum pop, and it's the worst track on this as the first song on the new album 143, which is one of the worst albums this year. One of them. It made it at my number 13 spot in the worst albums of 2024 video. So definitely go check out that video. It is a long video. It is like 44 and a half minutes, almost 44 minutes and 40 seconds. So you're going to be in for a very lengthy video. But if you do get to watch through it, let me know what you think of each spot and listing that I put on that list. And definitely leave a comment on that. Because that video is getting recognition, but I don't think a lot of people are watching through the whole thing, which I can completely understand because it's a very long video. I got so exhausted after doing that video, and after this video I'm going to be a little exhausted, but not too exhausted. But other than that, number 13 was Katy Perry, Woman's World. Number 12 is Tillian with Angel. I think this is not a good track. I think Tillian Pearson doesn't sound good with his vocals in this track. And just, he makes it sound cringy with his soft singing. And it's creepy as hell, this track. It's like he's trying to lure young women into this track. It's like, it's kind of weird and perverted in a way. So, and he actually is a pedophile, unfortunately. He raped a girl or whatever, an underage girl, without consent. It was pretty fucked up. And still, wrong is wrong. And when you act upon that, you kind of fuck your own life up and your reputation. So your reputation is everything. Guard it with your life. Someone told me that. Which, basically he's not wrong. But other than that, Tillian Angel is a bad song. I wasn't a fan of it. And don't recommend coming back to it. Number 11 is MGK with BMXing. Not a good song either. I was not a fan of how she was singing, or MGK was singing this track and rapping it. I called him a she. I don't really care. He is a little man child, or she child. I don't fucking care. Because he's the same motherfucker that said, I don't care if she's under 18, I'd still fuck her. It's like, that is gross. 23, 24-year-old male, MGK, 23, 24-year-old Colson Baker, deciding to want to fuck an underage girl around 16 or 17. That's still fucked up. That's like a 7-8 year difference. You better stop thinking with your downstairs brain and think with your upstairs brain, motherfucker. Because trust me, in prison they don't take kindly to pedophiles. I'll tell you that. There is no peace on this earth if you're in prison dealing with criminals, because they will pretty much kill pedophiles on the spot. But other than that, MGK BMXing, bad song. Not good at all. Falling in Reverse, All My Life featuring Jelly Roll at number 10. Another bad track. I wasn't a fan of this. I think Jelly Roll's been featured in so many songs this year, it's not even funny anymore. I don't mind Jelly Roll because he's a good singer and country artist, but the problem I have with this track is that Ronnie's trying to go country rock with this song, country metal, and he's fusing a lot of genres in this track. Is not doing it. It's mostly country metal style with some twang in it. It's like, dude, you don't sound good with your singing in this track. It is awful. You even had Blair White in the fucking video, which she's a very controversial individual, for sure. And you are the epitome of garbage. And this song is garbage. And it had to be at number 10. Number 9 is Sick Puppies with Going Places. Crappy track. I wasn't a fan of this. I think the lyricism is bad. Tell my boss go jump in a lake. Tell my ex get the fuck out of my place and tell that landlord no, he ain't getting paid because I'm going places today. Yeah, pretty cringy mentality. Childish lyrics that don't do it. And this is Sick Puppies at their worst with this track. I hope they can make a better single once January comes around, because I think they should hold off on making some singles. Even if they have to wait till February, it's fine. Just please don't make another garbage single, because this was garbage. and not good. And Brian didn't sound good vocally. I mean, he tried, but the song didn't flow very well and didn't execute well with the lyrics. So it was one of their worst tracks. That was my number 9 pick. Number 8 is Big Sean. Yes, this song is annoying as hell. I'm not a fan of this track. I'm not a fan of how Big Sean is saying yes repetitiously, and it is annoying as fuck. That it just is ear-numbingly bad. So, this is one of Big Sean's worst tracks, and his new album wasn't that anything to write home about. So, not a fan of this song, and it can go fuck itself. Number 7 is Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign with Once Again. A bad song for sure. I wasn't a fan of North West rapping at the beginning of it. It was cringy. And his daughter was rapping in it, and I was like, this is not good. This is awful garbage music. So, and Kanye didn't sound good rapping in it either. Ty Dolla $ign was only in it because he just wanted to do some singing bits. It was fine and all, but the song was bad with how it executed. Number 6 is MGK and Jelly Roll with Lonely Road. This seems like a copycat of Country Road Take Me Home, which it kind of is ripping off of it. It's a little copycat of that track with the melody and how it's sounding. It's just, this is unoriginal. This is an unoriginal track. It is not original in any way. I think MGK wanted to do this track to sound country and all that and sing regularly. It's like, this is the worst version of Country Road. You just made this song, I don't know, it was bad. It was just awful. And I would prefer listening to Country Road Take Me Home than this utter garbage. Because that lonely road is taking you home down to the pits of hell with this track. So fuck you and fuck this song, MGK. Because this song can literally go die in a hole. Number 5 is Nicki Minaj with Bigfoot. This was one of the songs that she was dissing Megan Thee Stallion with, which this was the worst fucking diss track ever. Her rapping in it was cringy. It was garbage. And I think Nicki Minaj is garbage with her rapping and singing. I wasn't a fan of this track, and the song really is a piss poor excuse of a diss track. It's like, you got disowned this year, so take the L. Pretty much take the L. And go fuck yourself. So, pretty much, that's number 5, Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot. I'm only saying that because I sometimes have that mentality where I say fuck your feelings and all that. Sometimes you gotta say it with certain artists and bands you kind of dislike in your own opinion. But keep in mind, everyone's gonna have their own opinions and disagree with you on things. It's an agree to disagree kind of thing in this world. And if people don't like that, then take the L and find someone else to watch. So, pretty much, number 4 is A Day to Remember with Feedback. Not a good song. It has come down to being one of the worst tracks of the year in the top 5. And at least it's not number 1, but it's still really bad. It just wasn't sounding good with how, It wasn't sounding good basically with how, sorry, I got a message just a second ago. It just wasn't sounding good with how, what's his name? Jeremy McKinnon, was singing this track. I am so sorry that I'm losing track on what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to finish out this video as best as I can, but it's going to be a little over 30 minutes. But other than that, this track was awful. It was cringy core. It was cringe core in a way. I thought I was going to like it earlier this year, and I did give it a positive rating, but now it's kind of been forgettable and a dumpster fire of a track. So, song really sucks. And like Jeremy McKinnon showed in the music video when driving that car, the middle finger for this song, because it's bad. It's not their best track, I'll tell you that. And you want my feedback? Write better material. Number 3 is Taylor Swift with I Can't Do It With a Broken Heart. This song is boring and pointless, and this track just was disappointing. It was just a snooze fest to get through this track, and I hated it so much. I started getting physically tired of listening to this song for the one time. I only listened to it once. I didn't really give a fuck to listen to it again, but I remember it being bad. And this song can go fuck itself. That was my number 3. Number 2 is Beyonce with Spaghetti, the runner-up to the number 1. And you'll find out who the number 1 is, and it's not going to be a surprise, but it is kind of predictable who it's going to be. So, basically Beyonce's Spaghetti song off her Cowboy Carter record was awful garbage. It's like she was fusing country with hip-hop, and just her mumble rap stuff in this was pretty awful. This is one of the worst tracks for her new album. And this song can go fuck itself, because it is cringe. It is the worst thing I have listened to in Beyonce's music discography, and with her songs and all that. So, fuck this track. It can go die in a hole. And finally, at number 1, drum roll, please. Scene Queen. Excuse my mucus and phlegm coming up. Scene Queen with Finger. This is a crappy song. It is irritatingly bad. This song annoyed the shit out of me with how she was singing it. She's like the last record said, bimbo core. This is bimbo core. And basically her new album, Hot Singles in Your Area, was awful. That was the worst album of the year, basically. It won the worst album of the year award on my channel for 2024. So I was not a fan of Scene Queen's Finger. It was cringy. It's just, this song just didn't sound good. I think she needs to quit making music, because this is awful cringecore in a way. So, fuck this track, fuck Scene Queen. Like, she is forgettable. Fuck her feelings. Fuck what she thinks. Even if she dislikes my video, I don't give a fuck. Fuck your feelings, because I don't really care what you think. And nor do I care to even respond to you. Even if I do, and you say something that's gonna try to be offensive in any way, you can still go fuck yourself. Because this track is the epitome of cringe. And this song can literally crawl in a hole, die in a hole, be buried in that hole, and never see the light of day again. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this Worst Songs of 2024 video. I'm sorry that I got a little nasty with my vulgar language. If you want to watch other videos, there's going to be a positive one in the next day or so where I'm going to be doing best songs of 2024 video. I'll be starting to record those videos tomorrow night. I got some things I'm doing in the morning towards afternoon time, so I'll try to get done what I can for the nighttime and then continue the rest during Sunday, because the best songs of 2024 videos, there's going to be videos, I'll tell you that, but they're going to be long ones. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this list for worst songs of 2024 video. Only 30 tracks. The next one's going to have 240 songs on the best songs of 2024 video, so be prepared for quite a bit of videos. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this worst songs of 2024 end of the year video, and you guys have a nice night. Thanks for watching.